Peter Rabbit, the Giant Pumpkin. It was a warm autumn morning, and Peter, Lily, and Benjamin were very excited. "Hooray, it's Pumpkin Day!" cheered Benjamin. A table outside Peter's burrow was piled high with tasty goodies, but something was missing. "Where's the pumpkin?" said Lily. "Don't worry," replied Peter. "I know just where to find one. Let's hop to it." Peter's little sister, Cottontail, followed the friends all the way to Mr. McGregor's garden. There was the perfect pumpkin, but the farmer's cat was snoozing beside it. "Quietly," whispered Peter, as the friends pushed and pulled the giant pumpkin. But try as they might, they couldn't make it budge. Peter scratched his head. "Lily, have you got any rope?" he asked. Lily reached into her just-in-case pocket. "Let me see," she said. "Feather? No. Here it is." Peter tried one end of the rope around the pumpkin and the other around the sleeping cat. "Careful, Peter," said Benjamin, trembling. Peter blew a loud raspberry. The cat woke up and lunged wildly at Peter. "Meow! Push!" Peter yelled to his friends as the angry animal strained against the rope. Suddenly the rope snapped. The cat tumbled forward past the bunnies and dashed into the house. "What's got into you?" Mr. McGregor asked as the cat scrambled past him. The bunnies hid as Mr. McGregor picked up their perfect pumpkin and carried it into the garden table. "He's cutting it up," Peter gasped. "He's just scooping the insides out," whispered Lily. "It'll be lighter now. I know that for a fact." "But how do we get it down from the table?" Peter wondered as the farmer carried a bowl full of pumpkin back to the house. Then the pumpkin began to wobble and bump. It fell from the table and began to roll. Peter, Benjamin and Lily heard a familiar giggle coming from inside. "Cottontail!" they cried, chasing after the pumpkin. The friends jumped aboard the speeding pumpkin as it bowled down the garden path and out of the gate. The pumpkin rolled faster and faster. As it reached the woods, it hit a bump, and Peter and Lily were bounced out, leaving Cottontail and Benjamin spinning helplessly inside. "It's never going to stop," Lily gasped, watching it roll away. "A good rabbit never gives up," Peter reminded her. "Do you have any more rope?" Peter and Lily dashed ahead. Lily tied a line of rope between the two trees. As the pumpkin hit the rope, it slowed right down and stopped at last. Peter and Lily jumped inside. "Now, let's roll the pumpkin right back to the burrow," cried Peter. "Everyone push." But the pumpkin didn't move. As Peter stuck his head out to see what was wrong, he came face to face with Mr. Tod. "Rabbit and pumpkin pie for dinner," laughed the fox. "My favourite." "This is bad. This is very bad," said Benjamin. "Lily, do you still have that feather?" whispered Peter. Lily pulled the feather from her pocket and handed it to Peter. Peter tickled the fox's nose. Shoo! Mr. Tod sneezed, losing his grip and catapulting the pumpkin back through the woods towards Peter's burrow. "Woohoo! Yay!" whooped the bunnies excitedly as they zoomed along. As the speeding pumpkin approached Peter's burrow, it promptly crashed into a halt, and the bunnies all tumbled out. "What's all this commotion?" asked Mrs. Rabbit, appearing from the burrow. "We're sorry," Benjamin replied. Our pumpkin didn't have any breaks. What a perfect pumpkin, exclaimed Peter's mum, laughing, and just in time for our pumpkin day party. As family and friends ate a delicious autumn feast, Peter grinned at Benjamin and Lily. Next year we'll get a really big one. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.